The interest in doing this series started 2 years ago with a trip to France. And while we were in France, we went over to the Dordogne and saw the Lascaux caves, the reproduction caves, and I just got very interested in these ancient images. They were just like magical to me. I started doing research about images in this country and eventually wound up going out to Winslow, Arizona, and I just started doing one image after another based on the photographs that I took while we were out there. Many of these images are depicted in caverns and caves with outcroppings. The ancient ones, for the most part, considered rocks not the way we think of them, but as membranes, living things that would lead them to Mother Earth. The rock and roll Jeep.
Okay,
road.
Here we are to the right. No,
Okay.
no, that's the Hancock Range. Okay, we
going.
gotta keep going. Yeah, the sign
Well,
was...
at least we have a sign so
Yeah.
we know we're on the right road.
Yeah.
Most of these locales I've had to go into with the help of a guide. The actual locale of many of these places is very protected. When images are used in books, these owners specify that they cannot give specific locations. So, rightfully so, these are national treasures and protected. All right.
It has a bob tail the way a bobcat would. It has excessively long teeth here, but look at his claws. But this is one of the most famous panels called the saber-toothed tiger. How do you interpret it? I don't know.
All of my art has always been a communication between whatever my ideas are and approaches to different styles of working. I've always wanted to share that with people because to me, everything is sort of community. We're all connected. All right, we're just going to let this dry. And I'll come back to it later. This particular canyon has thousands and thousands of petroglyphs that were done by ancient Hopis, mostly 1500 years ago. They've been given the name by the Navajos of Anasazi, which is the name that we know them by. But to the Hopis, this is a very insulting term because it means ancient enemies. They prefer the term ancient ones. All these images are hammered into the rock. The ancient people that were down in this canyon were from the Bear clan, and that is a bear paw print that has turned itself into the skirt of a rising totem. And she's surrounded by spirit helpers that just add to her powers. I find that a haunting image. Images that I've come across have kind of a mysterious message to me. There's been a lot of research on what they could mean, but nobody really knows what they do mean. I do have a sense that this image or that image might have been a greeting from these ancient people to other people in the clans that came through these canyons. The migration piece, to my mind, is a communication record. The head of the clan is in the lead, and then there are 4 members of the clan behind him, but there's a whole row of little dots, and I think those dots signify how many members there were in the clan, and they're all traveling. You know, they're plainly on a journey, and he's leading. You can feel the presence of something around these areas. And I'm not a particularly spiritual person, but you sense that there is something. I think that there's a common humanity running through all of this work. That there is a kinship. I kind of feel like a bridge, in a way, between these ancient things and people today who might not get a chance to actually see these things on site.